Welcome aboard Expedition Sea Nest. I'm Julia, and this rooster-headed legend is my husband Michael. We are cruising the Bahamas on board our Ranger Tug R25 in search of sunsets, secret spots, and stories worth telling. Grab your snorkel. Let's make this one count.
Hey, we are off to the legendary Lower Berry Islands, and we're looking for adventure, both below and above the water. Juliana, we just got out of the water. We just went for a swim when we arrived, and there was a shark following us. It came right in behind us. I was like, "Oh, that's great! What a welcoming party!" Looked like a reef shark. And then how long did it take for us to get down here? Half an hour?
Yeah, something like that.
Half an hour. We were running about 33 miles an hour, and got us right into Hoffman's. We ran some really skinny water. But we knew it. We knew the water. We've been on it, several times now, so we knew we could do it. And we were at mid-tide, so it wasn't low tide. We weren't scared of hitting bottom. And we sneaked right in here before dusk. This is before dark. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Julia and I, we packed up some of our freediving gear, and we're headed off to see if we can find a fish in some of these very fishy-looking locations.
So currently I'm sitting in the dinghy. We're at a new location, so I wasn't super comfortable just setting the anchor and jumping in with Michael.
Fish everywhere.
Michael said there's like 500 bonefish underneath where he is. Here goes.
Lionfish are highly invasive, and they should be everybody's responsibility to remove them from the water if possible. Because of the spines on these lionfish, we've been told many times that they are not on the shark's menu. But here you can see this shark ate that lionfish. Go ahead, you can take it straight out.
So we are heading down to Comfort Cay, and hopefully that'll give us a little more protection from the winds that are going to be shifting again tonight.
Yeah, it's this weather keeps changing and spinning, and it's going to be another frustrating winter, I think. I don't see how this is going to end up well. I mean, I presume by March things should get better, but as of right now, it's...
The other day that I got hit in the head, and that's what set off my neck pain. This is what did it. Michael did an amazing job redesigning the beds so that I can just flip this up and get into the food storage area. But what happened was these lovely little sticks that you use to keep it up. Sometimes I don't put them in properly, or if I bump them, they fall out. So I guess that's what happened, and there was enough weight on top of the bed. When it came down on my head that was under here, it kind of cracked into my neck. So that was it. That was the little injury, and I survived, but the side of my neck was quite uncomfortable for the passage. So when I said I got hit in the head, that's what happened, and it was completely my own fault. So I do need to be more careful when I put those little brace sticks in order to access the pantry or materials for Michael on the other side of the bed. If you look at that sky, that is what's coming.
Oh, that feels good.
You just can't think about it. Oh, that's nice. No big splashes. That's what attracts the sharks.
See if I can find that bit.
Hey, way to go. You found it.
Got it.
Now we have to rinse it.
It's the only red Robertson I have. It's raining out pretty good. It's actually quite warm. You see all these clouds, you'd think it'd be a little cooler, but it really has been warm. The water is just the right temperature. It's just refreshing.
Beautiful night for a dinghy ride.
That is.
Especially after a long day of sitting in the boat with rain and clouds. So finally, we made it to Floss. Got a reservation just for some conch fritters and rum punch, I think.
Yeah.
After what, 3 or 4 visits here, and the weather was crummy last season. We're finally landing here while things are open. So
Well, yeah. Chester's been every time we seem to want to eat here, Chester ends up being up in
Great Harbor?
Great Harbor, picking up some stuff.
Yeah, and it was bad weather last year, so we didn't blame him. So let's go eat some conch fritters.
I just heard Chester's peacock. Did you hear that? It sounded like a cat. Meow. We're gonna move. This is a great spot. Still is a great spot, but we just want a different view. We've been here for what, 3 days now? 3 days, and I think it's time to have a change of pace. I don't know. So Julia, she wants to walk on the beach, and I agree with her. It'd be nice to stretch her legs. We've been doing a lot of office work, been working on the boat. It's been okay, but I noticed yesterday I was getting a little antsy to do something, and it was cloudy. And I just don't like diving when it's cloudy. But so we're gonna move. So the first thing is, so where we're sitting, we're actually in a channel right here, and the tide comes in and the tide goes out. And if you just let your single anchor let you spin you back and forth in this channel, it twists your chain up something bad. And so we don't want to do that. So what we did, we put out a stern anchor. So if you have a look here, I don't know if you can see here, actually look down here. This is our port stern anchor. And if you look down in here, this is our starboard stern anchor. Okay, so we have to have 2 of them out here. And the reason why we have this starboard stern anchor, because if you look over here, Look how shallow it is. So we would bump bottom only about 30 feet from here, okay? So we, maybe 40 feet. So we don't want to swing to the port or swing to the starboard. We want to stay where we are. But if the wind really comes hard, it doesn't matter if it comes hard out of the east. If it doesn't come hard out of the east, I mean, if it comes hard out of the east, we're totally protected by the sea. This nice big hill here. This protects us from any strong east wind. So I'm not worried about pulling this little dinghy anchor here. It'll hold us. But here we have continental US is 150 miles from here. So we can get a lot of fetch. Now we are protected by some very small islands, but that's not really enough to prevent the real winds from hitting us, to prevent the waves from hitting us, which makes a comfortable night. But the winds will hammer us. So that's why I put my bigger anchor. So over here, I have my Danforth off of my port side. That's the stronger of the two anchors. Now that's not even that good anchor, you know, but it's light and I like to carry it with me because it doesn't weigh much. Otherwise, I would probably go with a different, one of the new generation anchors. And that wouldn't be a Danforth, that's for sure. But it lays flat in my cockpit, in my hatch, down below here. And it's light, and there's two benefits, and I don't use it that often. Anyway, so that's holding us from going towards the rocks. Now, I also set my anchor so that if I do spin towards the rocks, I've only got 40 feet of chain in, but we have 200 feet before we hit the rocks, so it'll tighten before we hit the rocks, even if this anchor gave way. I have taken that into consideration. So the first anchor I'm going to start with is the one that's not being used right now. So the winds are kind of coming off our starboard bow. It's coming in. So you can see this is my dinghy anchor, and you can see that's tight. All right, so I'm not going to undo that one yet, because what's going to happen? It's going to swing us right into the shallows. So I'm not going to undo this one, but I'm going to undo the other one here. I'm going to take the Danforth in, because that's actually got a bit of slack in it. So we'll do that one first. You can see that I've got a float out here. So that float's about 10 feet from the anchor. And I put that out there just in case there's another boater. There hasn't been any boaters around here because it's just too shallow. If there was a boater here, they could see that we have a float out here, a crab pot float, and that's marking basically where our anchor is. Just pass through the line here. Thanks, hon. I really found it handy just to keep everything in pails. I don't know why that is. It's just, you know, there's a lot of rope here, so a lot of road here, which allows me to make a lot of adjustments to this line when the anchor's out.
But for the super new people, it's always buckets with rope.
Yeah, I don't like the steel handles, because they end up scarring up. They rub up against here and they leave black marks on the gel coat. So I like these type of pails with this, or the Yeti pails. Do that if you can find anything with a style of rope on it. I know West Marine usually carries them. Okay, so next job is, now I need this pail to put the dinghy line in. Yeah, before I pull the dinghy anchor, I want to have the motor in the water and the motor running, because it's going to swing towards the shallows. And what I can get Julia to do is, if we're going too close, she can hold the outboard hard over to starboard, and she can keep the boat off the shallows while I pull in the last anchor or bow. All right, all dinghy painter, anchor line is all out of the way of the engine, so I can now start that one. I always put on the bow thruster, because you never know when that can come in handy. Even when you're at anchor, there's times when I go, oh, you know, if I might want to go like 10 feet over there. Instead of backing the boat up and moving all the way over there, I could just take the thruster and move us over 10 feet where we're going to drop the anchor. Kind of handy. So it's actually, look at it, it's pretty shallow up there, hey, Joe?
Super shallow,
Yeah. So we definitely, that's another thing, is we would not want the boat. Like we're in a hole. We're in like this little hole that's about 4 feet deep. And everywhere around us is shallower. So if we go, you know, if the wind swings and comes out of the south, it would blow us right up under the bar. So that's why those stern anchors are really important.
Thanks for traveling along with us. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and leave us a comment. We always love hearing from you. Have a great day.